What did we mostly do in the window? We bought creative players. And then, like halfway through the second half yesterday, I was like, we're going to be creative, guys. Like just a little bit of creativity would be great. I don't think I can make that call three games in, just because I love him. For 270 million spend total, let's say we get to the end of the season and we don't win a trophy. Again, because you're more neutral than I be, what do you think happens to Arteta? Does he stay? Does he go? I mean, does he have to win something this year?
Yeah, Scholes.
Well, no. Do you know what? That's a fair point. You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean?
I think we all agree that what he's done, he has turned the club round.
Yeah, for
I
sure,
think he's done a great job to get them where they are now. He's just got... Is he capable of taking them that next level over the line? We said this about Gareth Southgate, didn't we? He did brilliant with England, got him to finals, but he didn't think he was capable of them actually going and winning it. And I think Arteta's coming into that a little bit. I'm trying to think of a statement win he's had, you know, in a Premier League. I think going to Liverpool yesterday, and I always think in the first few weeks of the season, I think there's always a statement win from a team, and you think they're going to win the league. And I thought that with Liverpool at Manchester United last year, and probably United's not probably.
Yeah, but it's a big game.
It's a big game. It's still a big game for everyone to go there. Even the way they won at Manchester United, it wasn't convincing, was it?
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're quite right. That they're quite ready, and I don't think the manager. You know, when you think about it, third game of the season, it's a free hit, really, isn't it? To go there and give it a right go, say, look, we're ready, we can play, we can get against this team, as Liverpool have shown. The defensive they've not been great so far. So it's a great chance to play your new players, bring them in, you think, bang, go to Liverpool.
But that's why I didn't mind the first half, because you remember the Anfield game last year when we were 2-0 down at half-time and looked like the worst team to ever have played in the Premier League. So that's what I thought the mentality was. First half, you can't get at us this time. Then second half, that's what I thought we were going to get. Let's go, free-flowing football. Let's bring on Eze at half-time.
It's never going to happen with a team, as Jamie said. When you saw that team, you
Mourinho
thought...
was not the best.
0-0. It has to be 0-0.
It was obvious the plan. I said before the game, it was get to 70 minutes at 0-0 and we've got a stronger bench than Liverpool. Now, obviously, that's going to change in a few weeks. Obviously, Isak's there, maybe Gay comes into Liverpool. But Liverpool right now have won games from the bench. But we know as Liverpool supporters, the bench isn't the strongest. You bring in Chiesa, you know, you've got a young 17-year-old kid. So when I actually saw Arsenal bench and the team they picked, that was the plan. Get to 70 minutes 0-0. But why is the mentality to get to 70 minutes at 0-0 when you come up against the Liverpool team? Yes, we know the champions, we know it's Anfield, but you know Liverpool are not at the races in the first 3 games of the season, including the Community Shield as well. They've got a lot of new players that they've spent money on, but it's not quite right. Even yesterday, there's still things that, it's not quite. But Liverpool will get there at some stage. I just think that was a massive opportunity for Arsenal. And it's not about that game. It's the bigger picture. The Man United game, you didn't have Odegaard and Saka played in that game, but it was still the same.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think the team is set up, or there's the mentality thing, we're going to create chances. We've got the best defence in the league, and you have by a long way. We're going to keep a clean sheet, and we're going to score a goal from a set piece, and that will get you really far. But it's whether it will get you across the line, and that would be my big worry as an Arsenal fan.
What I will say, to defend them a little bit, is that, Gyökeres is new, Zubimendi is new, Madueke is new, Eze is new. So I think we have to give them some time to see if we are going to start heading more in that direction. Like, if we give Liverpool the same kind of respect to say, you got new players, how are they going to fit into the system? I'd like to do the same for Arsenal. I just think yesterday, the reason it feels, it's the biggest game of the season so far, it's the 2 title contenders. But I think a lot of Arsenal fans have seen what Liverpool's defence was like. And just, even if it's for 10 minutes, just see if, and we didn't push them at all, that's the issue. But I don't think we'll get to 10 games in the season and you won't see Eze with the creative balls and Odegaard doing the same thing. And listen, Gyökeres had no service yesterday. What I've learned about Gyökeres is he is the player I wanted him to be. He'll stand there, give him the ball, we'll put it in there, or at least he'll try. He had nothing, so he's not going to drop back and start playing into the channels, etc. Even the goal he scored against Leeds was essentially, he took the ball and went, screw this, I'm going to cut in and score. So I would like to give it towards more November-ish. Listen, and once again, I understand people watch this go, of course he's saying that, he's an Arsenal fan. But I think once all the, it's true, once all the players settle in, if we have this conversation sort of like early November and we're still doing that, I'm up. Rude words creak, right? There's nothing that I can say. But I think let them settle in, give them time. Yeah, it's family show, right? So that's my big thing.
See, what you're saying there, though, it sums Arsenal up a little bit. So you're saying in a few weeks we'll have Eze, we'll have Odegaard. We won't be playing against better teams, but we'll start playing brilliant football. You've got to do that against the better.
No, but I want to make sure I do agree with you on that. But I just think it's listen, of course, I'm going to sort of try and find ways to be positive about it. But I think just because there's sort of 4 or 5 new players in there, I do want to give them time to settle in.
The point I'm trying to make is, I think because of the situation Arsenal find themselves in, with it, Arteta being 5 years in and not winning a trophy, I think there'll be so many eyes and focus on Arsenal. And I think Arsenal fans, when I was looking on social media, feel a little bit hard done by after the game, turn to the criticism, thinking, OK, you know, we lost to an amazing goal. There was nothing really in the game. But I think it's going to be like this every week for Arsenal, because it just feels like it's now or never. And it did feel like that opportunity was there for them for the reasons that Gareth mentioned, you know, with Liverpool with a new team, looking a little bit vulnerable defensively. What were your thoughts, Scholes, watching it?
It was when I first saw the team. When I saw Arsenal's team, I thought, yeah, they might control possession a bit, but it's not a team to go to Anfield and win. Do you know what I mean? They weren't going to go and put on a great performance, blow them away. They couldn't create chances. They just signed Eze, brilliant footballer, creative. Odegaard, the most creative player they've got. Now they bring a centre forward in for one of them players, because everyone's saying Odegaard's not great last year. He's not got a centre forward to pass to. So they bring the centre forward in and don't play Odegaard. It was just a little bit of a negative mindset, I thought. Now, I remember I had a go at Arsenal last year about when they went to City and celebrated the draw. I thought that was a different stage. I actually think going to Anfield and getting a draw this time would have been a good result. You'd take that all day long. I think the thing with City was City had about 6 or 7 players. It was towards the end of the season. This is start of the season. It's always a little bit different. And going there would have been a great point. But and if they'd have come away with a 0-0, you said, yeah, great, brilliant, great result. But once they scored, Liverpool, they have nothing else. You can't. It's very hard to switch from a mentality of going for a point. Then all of a sudden we've got a great chance and get after them. They just couldn't do it.
Gareth, what did I
Paul Scholes doesn't see Gary Neville, William Gallas, or Jamie Carragher's vision that Arsenal can and must win the Premier League title this season, declaring Mikel Arteta's side is still nowhere near ready after losing to Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday. The Gunners were shut down 1-0 by a late strike from Dominic Szoboszlai, sealing the points for the Reds and thrusting them to their recent...
The mood in Sky Sports training was hectic after Arsenal won last weekend's Premier League. During the post-match debate, former Manchester United captain Gary Neville took a firm stand that the Gunners will not have enough strength to beat Manchester City in the title fight. However, Paul Scholes, his former teammate, publicly disagreed and insisted on defending the potential of Mikel Arteta's team. According to Neville, the consistency and winning mentality of Pep Guardiola's City remain determining factors. He highlighted that, in decisive moments, the Manchester team always finds a way to maintain regularity, while Arsenal still shows signs of For him, the pressure of the final stretch may again weigh against the Londoners. I don't see Arsenal managing to handle the intensity of a title run to the end. City have players who have experienced this several times, while the Arsenal boys are still learning. They can come close, but I don't think they can overtake City in May, said Neville. Paul Scholes, however, hit back. The former Red Devils midfielder highlighted the Gunners' evolution since last season and said that the squad now has more maturity and depth to face the challenges to come. He mainly highlighted the defensive solidity and consistency that the team demonstrated in big games. I disagree with Gary. This Arsenal is different from last year. They learned from mistakes. They have more quality options on the bench, and they are much more prepared mentally. It's not easy to compete with City, of course, but to say they don't have a chance is unfair. What I've seen so far shows they can take the title, said Scholes. The debate between the two United idols quickly spilled over on social media. Arsenal fans celebrated Scholes' words, while others recalled that Neville had made similar predictions in past seasons and was often wrong. Confidence in Arteta's work remains high, especially after convincing wins against direct rivals. In addition, the signing of strategic parts in the transfer market and the evolution of young talents have been seen as clear signs that Arsenal are ready to fight until the end. Players like Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, and Martin Odegaard remain key, while defense shows more and more solidity. The Premier League still promises many emotions, and the dispute for the title tends to be one of the fiercest in recent years. If it depends on Paul Scholes, the Gunners are not only able to challenge City, but can surprise and write a new chapter of glory in their history. And do you believe Arsenal can win this season's Premier League? Leave your opinion in the comments and continue following all the updates here.